Hello, hello. I just got home from a wonderful baby shower for one of my friends. My baby shower is actually in a month. And I'm cooking dinner, but I figured because I love talking about relationships, why not do a video on relationships? And it's something I want to say. If you have been hurt from a relationship and you now have opinions. Hi, Joe. Now you feel that, this is my cat. You feel now that you can't have the relationship that you want. You have to work on changing your perspective. Just my boyfriend texted me. You have to work on changing your perspective around that past hurt. Because the thing about life is this. Every day is a new day. Every moment is a new moment. Every minute is a new minute. And the longer that you spend stuck on something that happened in the past, the longer you're stuck in that reality. If you want to have a loving relationship, whatever that means for you, if you want to manifest a beautiful partner, you have to do it from understanding that life can change like that and you can have a beautiful partnership. You have to cut off the language. There are not good men or good women or good people out there to meet because you haven't met everybody. So obviously that's not a true statement. That's an ego-based statement. You have to really and truly put yourself in the spaces to get the relationship that you want. If you want to be single and enjoy your single life, then put yourself in that scenario. If you want to have a long-term relationship, put yourself around energies where people want long-term relationships. Yes, people change over time. And yes, when you have scenarios with people, and this is going to be another video, but when you have some things with your partner that you want to change, that can change over time. But even in that, you have to put yourself in a scenario where you are ready for the scenario to change, where you're ready to step into that different scenario. And I think that a lot of the reasons why people are not in relationships, because if there are billions of people on the planet and half the people I talk to, I don't know anybody who doesn't want a bond, whether it's, a long-term bond or a short-term bond. But a lot of people that I talk to have trouble meeting people. They have trouble seeing that they can meet someone that sees their value. And I think that if there are people who in this world have done that, then it means the people who don't see that is because they're not stepping into that reality. The people that I've talked to and that I've interviewed and that I've coached or friendships that have these amazing relationships, it's because they stepped into another reality. They accepted that they wanted the relationship. And even if they didn't consciously manifest it, they still, when the relationship was in front of them, made a decision to step into that reality by doing the work to be a good partner, doing the work to be, a date, to go on dates, to find that person, like to not keep thinking that they're from another time period. So to have more love in your life, to manifest healthier relationships, you need to step into that. You need to step into those beautiful, healthy relationships. Step into that reality. If you want to, and I'm talking to people who want long-term relationships. If you want a long-term relationship, you need to do the work to be in a long-term relationship by literally changing the things, the people around you. I'm eating cotton candy, guys. That was like the treat from the baby shower. Joe? Hey. Jojo, no more. Joe? I'm cooking chicken, so my cats want some chicken. But you need to step into that reality of having the relationship. You have to stop thinking that just because something terrible happened to you, that you can't have a better future. That is based on your past. Every day, every second, every minute is new. So don't keep going back to the past of thinking that, your life is going to be just like it was with this person or, 10 years ago or a year ago. You can change that scenario, and you have to change it through your thoughts and just keep staying so focused on the reality that you want that the old one becomes just this distant memory. You know, I was deeply in love with somebody for a very long time, a narcissist, a very emotionally abusive person. And I thought that was the person I was going to be with, but my soul was like, no, there's more. And I can look back now and see how that wasn't the best relationship for me, because I'm in a relationship now that serves my soul and that serves my highest purpose, and that pushes me to be the person I want to be. But in that time period, I didn't see anything else. And so what I mean by it being a distant memory is I don't even, like, I do remember how I felt, feeling like going upstairs, seeing him with the other person, or the way that they treated me and stalked me at work, or, emotionally abused me, and made me feel insignificant. Like I remember those things, but they're not like a present memory, because that's not my reality anymore. And the way that I changed that was through meditations, manifestation, through talking to different people, through literally changing the person that I was, through changing my mindset, through filling my mind with, oh, there are great people out here. Not everybody is toxic. I want to be in a beautiful relationship. And it wasn't always a conscious thing that I was doing, but it was like really stepping into that reality, especially when I finally met, my future husband, because we were going to get married. And we're super happy when we're expecting a baby. Like, my partner, the love of my life, like, I really love him, and we always say that to each other. When I finally met him, I did the work to step into the reality, and I had some resistance at first, but I wanted to make the leap to being in this reality. So I had to really, truly address, like, some insecurities I have. And you do this all the time when you're in a relationship, even if you've been in a relationship for a long time. I had to address insecurity. I had to address the abandonment issues. I had to address these different things and ask myself a very serious question. If I want to be in this kind of healthy, beautiful, loving, monogamous relationship, then am I going to deal with my problems in my present as I was a person that's not in a healthy, monogamous relationship? No. And the answer is no. If you want, like for me, when we have an argument or disagreement, which we really don't have that many anymore, because, and of course you're going to have that in a couple because you're always going to be learning about each other. But in the beginning, it was like much more complicated because I had to really address my abandonment issues. But now I think the reason why it's not as hard and why we've learned to work things through is because that question of, like, is the reality that I want someone who is upset, who's living with this person, who loves them but wants to have conflict, or is the reality that I want the one where I'm in a healthy relationship with someone and I'm learning about myself emotionally and I'm acting from a loving state. And this is the reality that I want. And it doesn't always come to me easily, but that's the manifestation reality. So that's the one that I affirm. And every single time, without a doubt, every, situation gets resolved, and we have a much better time. But it's because I stepped in this reality. I didn't. And sometimes we are unconsciously thinking about our partnerships as if they're someone from the past. And you have to understand that if you meet someone and they're new in your life, then you have to treat, and you have to really treat them as if they're from the reality that you want. That's why a lot of people don't have these partnerships that don't work, because they're thinking about this person in this negative way, or from this reality that they don't desire. Men are not great. Women aren't great. Maybe this person in front of you, is someone that you need to, like, really affirm to be more loving. And maybe they are, but you just can't see it because you're stuck in that reality, because a lot of the time there's a subconscious programming that has happened from a past event that affects our present reality or our future realities with our people. And it makes us feel as though, like, the reality that we want doesn't exist. But you have to step into that by doing the ego work, like by, changing your mindset, by changing the things you watch, the way that you talk. Your words have power. And so have the beautiful relationship you want by literally stepping into that reality. Your past is gone. It's gone. Like, accept that. And I had to accept that. And it's challenging. But do you want to live a life where you're stuck in this past about something that happened to you? Or do you want to live a life stepping into the reality, having the beautiful relationships that you really desire? That's a question for yourself. So only you can figure that out. I got to go finish cooking. So talk to you guys later.